January 20, 2023. Finally, this little tricky dog got it in there. It is tricky. And when you get that part of it, you have to have your choke rod through. You're going to proceed to the top. Okay. You have to push that pin through there to get your accelerator pump rod out. And yeah, I boo-booed. I don't think I can get that in there without pulling it back up. So, guess what? We get to start all over again. Don't forget to put your accelerator pump back in. Oh, I got lucky. That's what you call sheer luck. Make sure that's working. And make sure your accelerator pump doesn't push your whole assembly back up. So you're going to have to hold that right there. Make sure this is still working. Slide that choke arm forward. You have to put that choke arm in these pins. You see these pins right here? Them pins have got slots. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's two holes right there. When you get that, you're going to want to slide in your accelerator pump. This is tricky. Make sure you still have your pins in your holes. And of course the accelerator pump, or the choke assembly is going to be tricky. You got to try to stand this thing straight. If everything works right, this thing should go all the way down flush. Tells you that these two pins here in the back are in. You got that. Slide your accelerator pump rod over here. Alright. Now, we're just going to put one in there to go with. Put all the rest of the bolts back in. And there you go. All the rest of it's just reassembly. And here's what we got for reassembly. These are Torx head bolts, even though the older ones, they're just regular old flat tip bolts. These two long ones, which are flat tip bolts, both of them. They go right here. The rest of these are going to be going here. Choke. Put this back on your choke blade. Of course, you want to put it on the rod first. It always helps. More than likely, it's going to be in choke position. You have to close the choke blade because your choke's cold and it's not going to. There it went. And this little bitty screw right here, do not lose it. If you do, yeah, you're going to be down at the salvage yard or the pull apart yard looking for one of these to get you the choke screw. You want that to be tight. Now we're going to go in here and recheck all these Torxes. I'm going to hand tighten them. And just run them down there. And yeah, that is a little impact driver, and yeah, it can cause you trouble. I may have to go get a pair of wire cutters to get this fuel pump rod back in. First thing we're going to do is we're going to see if we can move it. Just got to kind of guess where it goes. See if you can get it started. And voila. We'll check this, see if it works. That's your fuel, your accelerator pump. Very, very important. And now we're down to just a couple more screws. These two little bitty Phillips. They go down here inside this hole. Like I said, I'm going to hand tighten these. This is a second video. Come back in here and just make sure that they're started straight. Pretty hard not to start these straight. And that just leaves this little last jewel right here. Which, when you take this apart, if you just leave this rod in this one, it's pretty much going to keep you from putting the rod back in incorrectly. So when you take it apart and you put it in your box, leave the rods back in these things. I mean, if they fall out, you're going to have to figure out what all's going on with it. You put a rod in upside down, backwards or whatever, and you're going to have some issues. So here we are. Like I said, I'm going to go over and get me a screwdriver handle and adjust these pretty much where they're going to go. And screw these back in. You want them to be snug, but you don't want to strip them out. They're not real big screws, so if you get real aggressive with a big old screwdriver, you might bust one. That's not going to be good. Of course, we all know what this is. See which one goes up, which one goes down. Where does it go? Oh, right there. That's for your filter cover. Trying to keep this video as short as possible, 10 minutes. But anyway, there's all my parts are gone. No more parts. Pull-off's hooked up. All my screws are in the proper spots. Accelerator pump works. And we're about ready to throw that thing back on my motorhome out there, and just going to get some gas this time and run. But anyway, this is the second part of a video that, like I said, I'll get a hand screwdriver and reset all those. Still haven't screwed these down yet. There's no need to. I'll go get my hand tools. You don't want it crushed down over here and loose over here. That's the thing about using those tools like an impact or whatever. They tend to be a little aggressive and break things, so you got to be real careful with them. So anyway, God bless from the 405 out here in the house, not under the shade tree. Later.